This is Coyote News.
South Dakota Law School students may not be required to pass the state bar exam. That's a proposed measure before State House lawmakers. Supreme Court Chief Justice Steve Jensen has given his support of the bar exam, noting its rigor for testing competence. Jensen made the comments after Representative Mary Fitzgerald made plans to reintroduce a bill that would award USD law school graduates a license without needing to take the exam. The measure is intended to help alleviate a shortage of lawyers in the state. Coyote News' Carter Linke is live in the muck to hear how Knudsen Law is responding to the bar exam debate.
Thank you, Landon. I'm in the muck with Dean Neil Fulton of USD's Law School. Dean Fulton, are you concerned about this bill passing?
You know, I think the Chief Justice announced a task force this year to look at bar exam and admission holistically. I don't think that bill will pass this year, but I do think there's going to be a conversation over the next year about how we guarantee minimum competence for our lawyers and get students into practice.
And if passed, how might this change the university's law school's curriculum?
This bill itself wouldn't change our curriculum, but it would change some of the decisions we'd make about how we place people, since it requires students to be placed with someone for 1,000 hours to obtain admission under supervision with another lawyer. So we'd really look slightly differently at how we place people, not how we educate people.
And how might this measure affect how the university is able to recruit new law students?
You know, I think if there are alternative pathways other than the bar exam that accelerate people's getting to practice, it may be an advantage for us for recruiting. We've brought in more than half of our students from out of state the last couple of years because they see a small community and a really high value degree. If an accelerated path to admission is something that's out there, that might be a good thing for us too, but it needs a little bit more study and thought.
And finally, what are some other things that lawmakers aren't considering?
You know, I think about this bill, it's really the role of the Board of Bar Examiners that assesses minimum competence and the role of the South Dakota Supreme Court in determining that. They weren't consulted on this bill. Their role in that process isn't defined. I think that's something that needs to be thought about, and really the fact that the Supreme Court sets the rules for admission, the legislature should defer to the court.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dr. Fulton. I'm Carter Linke, live from the muck for Coyote News.
Thanks, Carter. The measure must pass through all three branches of government before it becomes law.